Hi everyone, this is Caoimhe. I'm a teen life coach. I want to help some people with some stress over exams. So here we go. What happens when we get stressed? Well, we let in ideas and people say stuff to us and we let it into our heads and it runs around our head. It could be a comment that a teacher made, a parent made, you made to yourself about your exams. Oh, I've only so many weeks, I've lots to do, how am I going to get everything done? And it runs around like a train. Let it in and it's train of thought, and it stops, and it's like spaghetti junction, goes all over your head, and it keeps you awake at night, and you end up very miserable and exhausted. So what I want to help you with is how to not let those thoughts into your head. So here's what you need to do. So what happens with the negative thoughts is it starts as one thought and it spirals and it spirals, and you get to thinking, oh my God, what if I fail? What if I don't get a job, don't get into college, whatever it is. You end up in this really dark place. So the dark place is when you're stressed, when you're anxious, when you can't sleep. Okay, so we've got to get rid of that. So what do we do? Well, what we do is we try not to let any of those thoughts into our head. So if somebody says something and you bounce it away, you say, yeah, okay, whatever. Somebody says something that you don't want in your head, you choose what you let in and what you let out. Now, that's not to say you don't hear what they say. You can hear it without letting it inside your head and running around like a train. So you're bouncing the bad stuff away, and what you keep on the inside is the healthy stuff, the stuff like saying positive things to yourself, such as, I've done enough, or I am studying, or I will pass. Whatever it is you need to say to yourself, that's affirmative, that's positive, but you don't let the negative stuff in. So in order to do this, you have to catch yourself. You have to catch yourself before you let the thought into your head. So let's say a teacher says, there's only 1 week to go before your mock exams. You can decide whether you're going to let that in and become a stressor for you, or whether you're just going to, as the song says, let it go. So do your best to let stuff go and keep the positive stuff inside. Now that's not to say that you shouldn't study. Of course you should study, but if you're stressing yourself over study, that's not going to help anybody. So in order to keep your brain healthy and well, you've got to catch yourself and catch the negative stuff before it goes in. If you yourself are adding to it and saying things to yourself that's not helping, you've got to catch yourself and you've got to send that away, that thought, or just observe it, but be aware of it and don't let it in. And that's what's going to stop you from being anxious, and what's going to help you sleep at night is if you start to practice this. Now remember, it only takes 3 weeks to break a habit. So if you start, don't be hard on yourself. You've got to start somewhere. So do your best. Try to break the negative habits. If you're listening too much to others, maybe it's your friends, maybe it's your parents, teachers, whoever, try not to let it in and keep the positive stuff going into your mind. So stay in the moment as much as possible. And the all-important word at the moment, as everyone's heard, is mindfulness. Mindfulness keeps you in the here and now. It will help you to concentrate more in school, stop you thinking of the future, the what ifs. Oh my God, what if I fail? What if I don't get into that course I want to do? And stops you from worrying about the past, such as, oh, last year I only got 34% in my English exam. What if that happens again? So really what you've got to do is stay in the moment. Keep yourself right here, right now. The now is the only place we've really got. And if you keep yourself in the now, you're going to learn more. You're going to learn more in class. You're going to learn more when you do your homework. You're going to be concentrating. You've got to bring yourself back every time you find yourself popping off to the future or going back to the past or thinking about what somebody said. You get yourself back into the moment. And it takes some practice. Don't think it's easy, but it is so worth it. So stay mindful, stay in the moment, do your best to practice that. And if at all possible, if you can do some meditation, meditation is fantastic to keep you mindful. It's really good to help you sleep at night. There's some fantastic apps. One of my favorite it's called Sleep Easily, and it's a free app. It's by Shazzy, and it's fantastic. 25 minutes gets you really relaxed and in a good place to be able to sleep. Okay, so if you haven't started studying and you really need to get cracking, get yourself a study plan. You know, if you really need motivation to study, the best motivation you can have is, what do I want to do in the future? So for example, write out your results, what you want your results to be when you get them. your results, the list of subjects that you're doing, the grades that you want. This might for some people be D's and C's. It doesn't have to be high up there. Whatever you feel is an achievement for you and that you'd be happy with. Write down your results and stick them up where you're going to study, and let that be your motivation. And every time you're tempted to go off and go on your phone or watch TV or watch a movie on Netflix or whatever it is that distracts you, remind yourself, why is it I want this? Why do I want these results? Is it to get to university, to college, into a certain job? You've got to have motivation, and don't just study for the sake of studying. Remember the reasons why you're studying, and that will help you get back to the books, and stay mindful while you're studying so that everything goes in. And that's more or less everything that I wanted to say. It's just some quick tips for you. And I'm Caoimhe O'Grady Tegart, teen life coach. If anybody would like some one-to-one help, we can do a Skype session, or you can just friend me on Facebook and you'll get some more tips soon. Thanks, bye bye.